Hey gang, I'm here with a small little tiny tip from somebody who has learned this throughout one of my many experiences. Unity materials on VRChat Quest avatars. This is a demonstration to show something. Now, what are we going to be going on about? So, basically, Unity particles. How do I... Not Unity particles, I'm so dumb. Unity materials, you can have different custom shaders. So, in my case, let's say you had a poiyomi shader, but on the Quest avatar, you can't have that, so you have to switch it. Here's the sad truth. Even though you switched it, textures referenced in poiyomi that aren't inside the mobile shader are still referenced, taking up space, which in turn means it increases your texture memory and size. And you can fix that, in turn making the process a little bit easier. It might not save you all the time, but it can if you have a lot. Now, let me go and bring this down monitor back. Monitor, where'd you go? Come on, come back. Come on. Hold on. Screw it. I'll just add another one. Beep, and bam! Okay, we are back. So, here we have a nice poiyomi texture and a PC quest. As you can see, this is 22 MB right now. This is because of these textures. As you can see, I put these in on purpose. Now, in the normal process of quest conversion, you need to take this and switch it. So let's say I want in this case, hold on, let me duplicate this. We're going to be doing multiple examples. Each of the different shaders being matte cap, standard light, tune lit, tune standard, particles additive, and multiply. So, here's our first one. Let's say it's like, okay, let's say you don't know anything yet. This is your last material. You want it to be a standard light. Next, no, matte cap light. Let's start in order. A matte cap light. This is also so you can know the difference in each one. Keep this in mind. I will put at the end of this as reference of what each of the different Tex Envs of what each of the things are. Starting, matte cap light. So here we are. We have it in here and everything. But don't you notice? Even though it's set up, look at that. This is still 22 MB. Huh, that's strange. Why is it still the same amount? Now, here is where you go to the inspector. You right-click it and press on debug. This is your best friend. And this right here is why it's still 22 MB. Tex Envs. This holds textures from this that have been saved within the shader. And as you notice, these are all stuff from poiyomi that shouldn't be in here. This is why. But I don't want any of it. Fine, it's not that hard. All you gotta do in order to fix this is right-click the material, copy the material presence, and set this to 0. When you do that, it will, and then you paste it back, scroll on down, and you'll notice it's now 9 MB. Now, the only reason why this is 9 is because, well, this is a 2048K 2.4 megabytes. So, this is for demonstration purposes. Of course, even after doing this, you will still need to adjust textures accordingly to lower this down. See? See how big of a difference that is? So, you still have to do that. But it's a far better thing than 22. This will apply for each and every one. I will show you each. So this one, we will name this Matte Cap Light. This Matte Cap Lit, not light. I am dumb. Now we're going to Standard Light. Bear with me. You're gonna, if you put this in, then you'll notice it, of course, jumps back up. Same thing. Actually, for this one, let's do something even different. Let's say this was a mochie shader converted to poiyomi. So that you just started messing with shaders and started just switching and switching and switching. In this case, we'll switch to this. Watch. You're gonna see this start to increase for each thing pressed. Bam, bam, bam. And bam. Last but not least, water. This is just to showcase that, this can add up fast. Now, let's say, so, it doesn't look that bad, but let's say we actually had these all properly prepared, right? So I'm going to grab random textures within my project and just start dragging and dropping them in to show an example of each, of how bad this can get. So bam, bam, it don't matter what, it's just to showcase. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, as you can see, it can add up fast. It doesn't look like a lot, but this can be up to 70 at times. For this, that's the best example. Now, let's say this was a mochie, and then it was a poiyomi. So I don't want this. So in your PC project, you swapped it out. That's nice. It's still the same thing applies. You could do this for even the shaders itself within the project, and your PC side too. If you want to lower this down, you can. Because there's no need to have unnecessary Tex Envs. Anyways, continuing on. You're converting the shader. This time, you wanted a standard light. You already know, this is still exactly the same. You have all these textures. Let's say each of these are your individual textures, right? Boppity boop. So, here they are. But it's 24 MB. Tech to debug, and you'll notice 231, and that's if you were doing all those shader swaps. So each time you swap shaders, it will be saved into here. Yeah, you can see. And so will this. Now you don't need to worry about the floats, but you can mess with it if you want. In this case, we are going to copy the shader, like we did the last time, set this to 0, and paste it back in. From there, you will notice it's back to 9 again. Same process. Which is great. Now, next up, I'm going to go and skip over to Tune Standard, because this is the newest one. And in this Tune Standard, let's just say, it's going to have, multiple different textures. So, here, you'll see for yourself. So, let me go into the details and put the different variants in here. Bam, bam, bam. Now, let's go and select it, shall we? Tune Standard, or technically poiyomi still, and watch it jump back up to this point. Same, just like everything. This is the last. You do the exact same thing. You switch it, you debug, you copy this. Keep in mind, this is important. If you don't do this and you just set it to 0, you'll lose the textures that were saved. Because if you notice, setting this to 0 gets rid of this texture. That's because see, there's nothing. But pasting this in restores it. Now, it's back up. This works for every shader. Now, I'm not going to... for time's sake, I will just switch and show. You do this for every single thing. It could be from here and to even particles itself as well. like this. See? Like, you could even do the same thing here. I'll show you that in here. Particle, just to show the difference in particles as well. Particles and particles multiply. Screw it, that works. Put it back should shoot us back out of 22. Do the same exact thing. It's pretty repetitive, it's pretty simple, but it even counts for particles as well. So copy, particles will always have 1 for VRChat mobile. Keep that in mind. Always will have 1. If you have more than 1, you don't need it. Now, if it says 9, you can still do it, but you won't notice a big difference. It won't, like, dramatically decrease it. But you can still do it in the off chance, because sometimes it might. You'd be surprised. I've seen it. And this is the only, if you really want to maintain quality, you got to do this. You got to do this. It's not something that you're going to just find online. It's something that I found doing it myself. But as such, as you can see, for every single one, always do, you right-click it, debug the material, and adjust it as needed. Copy, reset this, put this at 0, and it will automatically put the number to the shader. In this case, multiply only has 1, because as you can see, it's only 1 slot. Which, as you can see, getting rid of that decreases it back down. So, now comes the other part. What does this entirely mean? And, well, not entirely mean, you know what it means. Like, what are the different values, and what should you look out for? Well, if you are so curious about that, it's not entirely rocket science. I'm going to type it out and show it. Just give me one moment to grab the shader, grab the texture. Bam. So, Unity Tex Envs, and what to look out for. So, here are the following. Bam. Hold on, that's massive. Hold on a second. Oopsies. Bam. So, color green. So, within here, you will notice that standard light is 8, toon lit is 1, matcap lit is 2, and toon standard is 13, whereas particles additive and multiply are 1 each. This, if it's already set to those values, then you've already done it. It will not. Always make sure to check these values and ensure that they match this. If you want, I will stay on the screen for a couple seconds so you can screenshot it if you may be. Alright, now, with that out the way, here is basically what and all that you needed to understand from this. In short, Unity materials will keep the textures from the previous shaders. It will save it into Tex Envs. So if you swap back to that shader, it will still have those textures within, allowing you to still switch back whenever you so choose. And if you need demonstration, just in case, see this right here? You put this to a standard light, and that's not there anymore. And then if you put it back, Unity, it's still there. That's why it does that, so you can switch back to that shader. But for Unity Quest, for VRChat, there's no point in having that, because you can't switch it. You can't do that. You can't switch to custom shaders, so you can only use their shaders. I suggest Toon Standard. It's really nice. And I love it. Also, Each material individually has its own. Poiyomi tends to be over 100. Mochie can range from 30 to 70, and if you've done a lot of switches, it can go up to 200 to 300. And if it was with actual full textures, then this could be in the 30s to 40s. Because this is a demonstration, and that this was just, it wasn't that much. But you would see that it can affect your upload. So remember to always check the Tex Envs and adjust as needed, because you might find that that may be just what is taking up your texture memory, and that can cost you an upload. With that, that is everything that you needed to know. If you'd like to know, this is an avatar of mine that is set up with powers, textures, and everything. So it has all these stats, but if you notice, that is its texture memory. That is with me compressing and doing all that. Remember to always check that, and you might just be fine. It won't always help. Remember that. It will not always help, but it will do its best. With that, I think that is all. I hope this helped. I'm not sure if it would have, but hey, at least I tried. Have a wonderful day. Laminator out.